Konnichiwa! In today's show we're going to be taking a look at my massive Zelda collection. Let's get into this. Welcome back to the Retro Game Boy channel. Make sure you hit that like button to vanquish your enemies and subscribe to the channel and become more popular amongst your retro gaming friends. In today's show we're going to be taking a look at the majority of my Zelda collection. But before we get into that, I want to let everyone know about an awesome retro gaming website called arcadeattack.co.uk. And I recently did an interview with Arcade Attack talking about my games development career and my love for retro gaming. And you can find that article on Arcade Attack's Twitter account, which is @ArcadeAttackUK. Arcade Attack is an awesome website and podcast where you'll find a ton of information and interviews with absolute legends of the retro gaming industry. Right then, Zelda. Zelda is my most favourite game series of all time. I absolutely love going on adventures with Link, and I've been with Link and Zelda from their very first adventure all the way to their very last adventure. It's a game series that's sometimes been accused of being formulaic and other times for literally defining whole new genres of gameplay. And over the years I've amassed a number of figures and toys and books and of course the video games themselves. And it's the single biggest game collection that I have in the entirety of my games collection. So enough talk, let's get into the collection. So the first piece of my collection, there's this huge toy of Link here, and you can pose him in any direction you like. And I think he's from Skyward Sword, but you can pick this up in any store, but I actually picked this up from a very special place. I went and visited Nintendo of America's development studios. I think I was pitching a game at the time to them. And inside that development studio, they have a little museum and a staff store. And so this Link comes from the staff store in Nintendo of America. So he's very special. It was such an awesome visit going over there. And I came out of that meeting having spent, I don't know, so much. I had to buy another suitcase basically when I came back to the UK to fit in all of the paraphernalia that I purchased. Next up we have my Fierce Deity Link, and this figure here is from First for Figures. If you haven't heard from First for Figures, go check them out on the internet. They make the best, highest quality gaming statues and figures that you'll find anywhere on the internet. They're all limited edition, so I think this was 617 of 1,000. This statue is absolutely stunning. And I think if you were to purchase him now, he's going to cost you hundreds. He's so hard to get hold of. But yeah, an absolute brilliant statue. Next up we have the manga book set, and it comes with a ton, well, 10 I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 books from the Legend of Zelda games. These manga books are amazing. So we've got here Ocarina of Time Book 1, Ocarina of Time Book 2, Majora's Mask, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages. This one is a particularly good book. Four Swords Part 2, Link to the Past, Minish Cap, and The Phantom Hourglass. And you can see here these books are just so well illustrated. The stories are just fantastic. If you can get hold of this collection, I don't know if it's still in print, but if you can get hold of this collection, it's well worth picking up. The Link's Awakening Limited Edition. Now there's some really cool stuff in this limited edition. There's a sleeve here telling you everything you get. But we have the tin box here, and it's so well made. So well made. Obviously the game, it's no different from the game you'd get off the shelf, so it's not a special edition cover or anything, but very cool. And then we have the art book, which is absolutely beautiful. Now if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know that this is my most favourite, most prized possession in my entire games collection. It is a first edition, the copy I originally bought when it first came out, and it's been signed by Miyamoto-san. Now I queued up in London, the only time he's visited Europe, which was back in, what have I put on here? It was back in 2003. So I took half a day off of work. I was working at Sony PlayStation at the time to queue up and get this signed. I think I was like 10th or 15th in the queue, but very awesome to get this signed. And then I've made this special edition kind of frame to store the game in there. But yeah, absolutely love this piece. These are another 2 figures from First for Figures as well. We've got Link here. I've forgotten what this one is, like Link in the Dungeon or something. And there's 3 versions of this Link. Essentially exactly all the same, except his tunic is either red, blue, or this green. Green was the original one, and then they brought out a red and a blue version as well. We've got the map and the key from the dungeons. But yeah, he's very cool. And then the other figure we have here is Skull Kid. And he is absolutely awesome. I don't know how limited he was. What does it say here? He's number 41 of 100, I think. Is he 41 of 100? Or he might be 41 of 1,000. I love these First for Figures. They're so detailed. So much effort goes into creating these. They are expensive. They're not cheap, but well worth considering for your collection. I've got a ton of these little figures, and this is just a small subsection of all the little figures that I've got. Let's take a closer look at these. So I've got quite a few of these types of little figures here. So this one's from Spirit Tracks. I think he's from Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks perhaps. And then I've got these really cool 4 swords, little Link characters. When you move them, their eyes move. And they come with an assortment of different weapons. So to say here, we've got the bomb guy here, done that Wind Waker style. We have this set up here, which is all Wind Waker. And essentially it's like a jigsaw puzzle where you can put the different parts of the world together to kind of sculpt your own little Link landscape. These ones here are from the Phantom Hourglass, Twilight Princess, the Link from Twilight Princess there, and Zelda. There's quite a lot of detail on this. I really like her kind of bit of cloth that goes down here. It's very cool. She used to have a sword, and I'm quite sure my son has come in here and played with that sword. And then we have this. This is Sackboy Link, and I made this, so I do a little bit of converting. This one's really old though. I'm not really happy with the hair, but yeah, I made a Sackboy version of Link as well. We've got the start of a unbelievable series of books here. I've only got 2 of them. There's another one which is blue, and I think that is the encyclopedia maybe, and there's a white one which is all about the Breath of the Wild. But we have here the Historia of Hyrule, and also art and artifacts. And these books are absolutely stunning. The artwork in it is just absolutely beautiful. It's so amazing just to see artwork from all the different games. It's a stunning piece. There's concept art that you'll find in here, art from the game. Yeah, it is one of the most amazing books or series of books that you can purchase. My GameCube collection, and I don't actually have the complete Zelda gaming collection. It's something I'm still working towards. There's some things I've sold, like Majora's Mask. I sold that, completely regret it. I have no idea why I sold it. Maybe it was to buy another Link game, I think. But yeah, it's not a complete set of games, but what I have got is pretty fantastic. So there's the collector's edition here that's got the original Zelda, Zelda 2 on it, Majora's Mask, and the Ocarina of Time. This I got from the Nintendo Club. You had to save up points and then they would send you stuff, which was very cool. It was when Nintendo Club was absolutely amazing. It was such a good bargain. Twilight Princess, nothing too special about this, except it seems I've got some Hyrule Twilight Princess money. And then the limited edition of Wind Waker. Now there is another limited edition, which is the same box as this, same disc, same content, but it has a cardboard sleeve over it. Super rare, but I've never managed to pick it up. And this comes with Wind Waker, and then we have the Ocarina of Time and the Ocarina of Time Master Quest. Couple more games here from Gen 3 and Gen 4 consoles. So we've got the Adventures of Link Zelda 2. Then there's one of my personal favourites here, A Link to the Past. And I've purchased all these plastic shells here to protect the boxes. Ocarina of Time, like I said, I sold Majora's Mask. Link's Awakening, this is my original Link's Awakening that I purchased when I was a kid. And then we have the re-release on the Game Boy for the original Zelda there. Again, there's a couple of games in here that I'm missing from the collection, but something I'm hoping to get in the future. We have another First for Figures figurine here, and this time it's the pirate captain from Skyward Sword. If I just pop him off here, you can see his face. Again, such an awesome figure. First for Figures, I can't sing their praises enough. If you want to get a figure of your favourite game, definitely check them out. They are super limited, but yeah, another great figure there. A couple more little toys here. We got a plush Link from Phantom Hourglass. Is it Phantom Hourglass? Yep, it's Phantom Hourglass. Pretty cool. And then we have, let's put this guy down here. And then we have this guy here, which is Goron Link. And he is absolutely amazing. The amount of poses this guy has is fantastic. Really flexible character. And this was a toy that sat on a colleague of mine's desk in Sony. When he left, he gave it to someone else, and when that person left, he gave it to me. And I've just kept it. There's no way I was going to give this away. Absolutely fantastic figure. I absolutely love it. We have my Wii and Wii U collection. Again, not a complete collection here, but Link's crossbow training. Okay. A little bit of a weak spin-off. Probably I'd say, apart from the CDI games, probably the weakest spin-off of all of the Legend of Zelda games. It's not too bad though. It's not that bad. Then, of course, we have Skyward Sword. I think my least favourite mainline game. It was a lot of fun, and it's essentially the origin story for the Legend of Zelda series. It's the first in the timeline for the Legend of Zelda series. But yeah, definitely not my favourite. Twilight Princess, I loved the art style for this. And a lot of fans were calling out for a Zelda game to be a little bit darker, a little bit more like this. And some of the gameplay mechanics that they brought into this were just stunning. A really, really, really great game. And I definitely need to pick this up on the Wii U, the HD version, and hopefully the collector's edition as well. Then I have Hyrule Warriors. So I played this a bit. My daughter and my wife are acing it. I think they've got like, they've got all the DLC, and I think they've got maybe like 6 or 7 gold medals left to collect. They're absolutely smashing this game. They've been playing it since it came out. And then Wind Waker, again, it wasn't the special edition, but I got the HD version. I definitely want to get the Twilight Princess version of this. And then I need to get Breath of the Wild on the Wii U as well. Next up, we have this absolutely stunning, amazingly posable figure from Skyward Sword. And I'm going to cover myself up here, but this figure I purchased when I went to Japan. There's a shop there called Super Potato. It's a retro gaming store. They've got a ton of retro gaming stuff in there. And I saw this figure here, and there was just no way I wasn't going to buy him. We have my Amiibo collection, and this is the collection that upsets me the most, because I just haven't got all the figures, and there's no excuses for me not having pre-ordered or bought some of the figures here, but the ones I have are fantastic. I definitely need to pick up all of them. They're so awesome. The Amiibo characters for Zelda, for the Legend of Zelda, are just amazing. We've got Zelda from Wind Waker over here. Toon Link, obviously that's from Wind Waker as well. Ganondorf from Super Smash Brothers. Wolf Link from Twilight Princess. This figure is awesome, and I think this one comes with the special edition on the Wii U. Archer version of Link from Breath of the Wild. Probably one of my most favourite Amiibo figures. And then lastly, Rivali from Breath of the Wild as well. But yeah, I definitely need to get more of the Amiibo figures. They're such awesome little figures, the Amiibo characters. And not to have all of them for the Legend of Zelda is an absolute crime. Some other little bits and bobs here. We have a soundtrack, which is, I think, Melodies of Time. So Ocarina of Time soundtrack. And this one came from the Nintendo Club as well. There's another Ocarina of Sound soundtrack here. This one was from Japan and a little bit more extensive than the Nintendo Club one that was given out. And there's an awesome booklet that comes with this CD soundtrack. I have a Sheikah Slate notebook, which I got for Christmas, which is very cool. I don't think I'm ever going to write in it. And then we have this kind of fake leather notebook here. And I actually won this at work, so we have a raffle every week. And there's always a load of Zelda stuff that goes into the raffle. And I managed to win this, which is very cool. We have some more Zelda games here, but to start off with, we have this, which is Legend of Zelda Outlands, and this is a fan-made game. It's a true sequel, or a true fan sequel to the original Zelda game, and I'm actually building an authentic box, authentic Nintendo Entertainment System box to put this in. We have A Link Between Worlds, absolutely stunning game. If you've never played it, play this. It is so brilliant. Phantom Hourglass came off the back of Wind Waker. It's a pretty good Zelda game. Not my favourite, but yeah, it's quite interesting. Some interesting mechanics with the tower in there, worth picking up. Spirit Tracks. I've not finished this yet. I'm near the end, but I enjoyed Spirit Tracks more than I enjoyed Phantom Hourglass. Zelda Triforce Heroes. This can be a lot of fun, especially if you've got other people to play with. Not a mainline game, but a kind of good mini game version of Zelda there. And then this original Game & Watch Zelda. Batteries run out on my one, but I absolutely love this. I had this when it originally came out, I think back in the early 80s, not early 80s, maybe late 80s, I can't remember. Anyway, fantastic game. It is one of my all-time favorite versions of Zelda. Even though it's super simple, I can't remember how many hours I put into this, but I love the soundtrack on it as well and the sound effects. Definitely worth picking up if you can get hold of it. Another limited edition, and this time it's for Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild is my favourite Zelda game. And actually, looking back, my most favourite Zelda games have always been where they've evolved the gameplay formula for Zelda. So games like A Link to the Past, the change in gameplay there from the originals was absolutely stunning. Ocarina of Time, introducing open world gameplay for the first time pretty much anywhere. And then Breath of the Wild bringing in its systemic gameplay, things like creating fire by shooting an arrow at a flint rock and then using the fire's updraft to fly up and then attacking a bad guy once you're up in the air is just brilliant. It just changed everything for me. Presentation on this game is stunning. Storyline is good. Voice acting's okay. But yeah, I absolutely love this game, and I pretty much bought the Switch just for this. And the last piece we're going to look at in this video, and there are a ton more things we could look at, but this video would go on for hours, is this special limited edition print from Ollie Moss. Now, Ollie Moss is a famous graphical designer who takes on IPs like Studio Ghibli and Star Wars and then creates these stunning graphical pieces of artwork. And this was purchased for me. This is an original Ollie Moss print. And here we have Link in Breath of the Wild, pretty much trying to gather everything in the Breath of the Wild and stick it on his back. But I absolutely love this piece of artwork. Well, there's one more thing. I forgot this was staring me right in the face. I have this stuck up on my wall and I play with this joypad here when I play on my big screen TVs. This is a Nintendo Switch Special Edition joypad with Breath of the Wild, and we got Link on the bottom there. And there's a quick look at some of the stuff in my massive Zelda collection. If you're a fan of the Zelda series, then definitely leave a comment below. Let me know what your favourite game is, what your best toy is, what your collection's like. Leave links to other people's collections. I love seeing anything to do with Zelda. And if you are a Zelda fan, then you're definitely going to want to check out this video over here where I talk about all of the Zelda games that were not made by Nintendo.